The cargo bay of the Meridian Dawn hummed with the low thrum of idle engines as Jackson Hayes checked the manifest for the third time. 3 months into a 6-month supply run to the outer colonies, and boredom had become his greatest enemy. That is, until the distress beacon lit up his console. "Lisa, we've got a signal," Jackson called out, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. Lisa Chen emerged from the engine room, wiping grease from her hands. As the ship's engineer and Jackson's partner for the past 2 years, she'd learned to read his tone. This wasn't routine. "What kind of signal?" "Zenthari vessel. Dead in space. Life signs detected." Lisa's eyebrows rose. The Zenthari were known throughout the galaxy as the warrior caste, a proud species that had conquered 40 systems before humanity even achieved faster-than-light travel. They didn't send distress signals. They died with honor, or didn't die at all. "Could be a trap," Lisa warned. "Could be," Jackson agreed. "But regulations say we investigate." What they found wasn't a trap. It was worse. It was humiliating for the alien inside. The Zenthari warrior stood nearly 7 feet tall, her chitinous exoskeleton gleaming purple-black under the Meridian's cargo lights. 2 of her 4 arms hung limp, damaged in whatever conflict had crippled her ship. Her name, she informed them with barely concealed shame, was Krathix of the Third Fleet. "We offer assistance," Jackson said carefully, keeping his hands visible. First contact protocols were drilled into every spacer. Krathix's mandibles clicked, a sound Lisa's translator patch rendered as bitter laughter. "Humans. Of course it would be humans who find me like this." "We can tow your ship to the nearest station," Lisa offered. "Or we can take you aboard and—" "No." The word came out sharp. Krathix's good arms crossed her chest. "I will not accept charity from a species that learned to breach the void only yesterday." Jackson exchanged a glance with Lisa. They'd heard about Zenthari pride, but this was something else entirely. "It's not charity," Jackson said. "It's basic decency." "Decency." Krathix tested the word. "You humans, and your soft concepts. Very well. I propose a challenge. You have a combat simulator aboard, yes?" "All vessels do." "We have a cargo loader simulation deck," Lisa said slowly. "We can reconfigure it for combat training." "Why?" Krathix's secondary eyes focused on Jackson with laser intensity. "Fight me, human. Hand-to-hand combat, your primitive style against Zenthari martial discipline. If you win, an impossibility, I will accept your aid without protest. I will even—" She paused, mandibles clicking in what might have been amusement. "Share your sleeping quarters tonight as your prize. It is our custom to honor a superior warrior thus." Lisa bit back a laugh at Jackson's expression. "And if you win?" Jackson asked. "When I win, you will tell no one you found me here. You will leave, and I will repair my vessel or die trying. My honor will remain intact." Jackson should have said no. Every instinct trained into him during his years hauling cargo across the void told him to just stun the proud alien, drag her aboard, and sort it out later. But he'd been bored for 3 months, and something in Krathix's posture, the shame, the desperate need to reclaim dignity, spoke to something human in him. "Deal," he said. Lisa sighed. "I'll prep the simulator." 30 minutes later, Jackson stood in the reconfigured cargo bay, now transformed into a sandy arena under simulated gravity. Krathix waited across from him, having shed her damaged armor. Even with 2 arms barely functional, she moved like liquid death. "The human is brave," Krathix announced. "Foolish, but brave." "I've been called worse," Jackson replied, settling into a ready stance. Lisa watched from the control booth, her hand hovering over the emergency shutdown. "This is a terrible idea," she muttered. The fight began. Krathix struck first, fast, efficient, deadly. Jackson barely dodged, feeling the displacement of air as a clawed hand passed centimeters from his throat. She was faster than anything he'd fought, even in simulation, but she was also injured and overconfident. Jackson had grown up on Luna Colony, where 0.16G environments taught you to think three-dimensionally. He'd spent his teenage years in the Belt Wars, fighting pirates in cramped corridors where size was a disadvantage. And he'd learned one crucial truth: every species in the galaxy had knees. Or something like them. He feinted left, dropped low, and swept Krathix's legs. The Zenthari warrior crashed down, surprise written across her alien features. Before she could recover, Jackson had her in a hold that would have made his old combat instructor proud, controlling 3 of her 4 arms, pressure on her thorax restricting movement. "Yield," he said quietly. Krathix struggled for a moment, then went still. Her mandibles clicked rapidly. The translator interpreted it as shocked laughter. "How?" she demanded. "You expected me to fight like a Zenthari," Jackson said, releasing her and offering a hand up. "I fought like a human. We're good at adapting." Krathix stared at his outstretched hand for a long moment. Then she took it, pulling herself up with Jackson's help. "Impossible," she muttered. "I have trained for 3 decades. I have defeated champions of 6 species. And a human cargo hauler defeats me?" "A human cargo hauler who cheats," Lisa called down from the booth. "Jackson fights dirty." "There is no dirty in survival," Krathix said, something like respect creeping into her voice. She turned to Jackson. "You have won, human. I will honor my word. Your aid I will accept. And tonight," her mandibles clicked again, "I will share your quarters, as promised." Jackson's face went red. "That's really not necessary." "A Zenthari does not break their word," Krathix interrupted. "Besides, I am curious. Humans defeated the Krill swarms. Humans survived the Void Plague. Humans now expand across the galaxy like an unstoppable tide. Perhaps it is time I learned why." She extended one good hand. Jackson, after a moment's hesitation, shook it. "Welcome aboard the Meridian Dawn," he said. Lisa descended from the control booth, shaking her head with a grin. "I'm writing this in the log. Captain defeats Zenthari warrior in ritual combat. Wins galaxy's most awkward sleepover." "Please don't," Jackson groaned. But Krathix was laughing, a sound like grinding stones that somehow conveyed genuine mirth. "Your species," she said, "is far stranger than we believed. Perhaps that is your greatest weapon." As they made their way back to the ship proper, Jackson couldn't help but smile. Another 3 months in the void suddenly seemed a lot more interesting. Behind them, the damaged Zenthari vessel floated silently in space, a testament to pride and to the strange ways humans had of turning enemies into allies. End.